try and become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah! All right. Welcome to the weekly Corpsepaint show. We're live every Sunday. Bring you some extreme metal and some horror from Janie Slash.
Yeah.
Janie, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I know you had a full weekend.
Yeah.
You were performing last night at Weekend. Always a wild time. That was Deadly Sins Burlesque.
Yeah,
No,
last night.
we got... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you said yeah last night.
Hey, we're happy to have in the studio Ernie Jaramillo.
Hello.
I'm sure you get called Jaramillo, Jaramillo,
I was
all
in the
that
army
stuff.
with that last name.
Yeah, nah, it's all good, man. I just refer to you as the Tom Araya of Dallas thrash death metal because you're out front with that bass, holding it straight up. You got all the hair. And I don't know, you're the lead singer. It just puts images in my head, you know. So, welcome, man.
Thank you.
I know I ran across you at my favorite record store. That was Ron's Hit Records.
Hit Records, right.
Hit Records, and we've been trying to kind of pull you in the studio here, man, to talk about Chemicaust and metal in DFW. So thank you, man, for coming in, man.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to be here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So, Ernie's band is this one, the mighty Chemicaust. Yeah, that one right there. This is what we're listening to now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Are those?
Should be good.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
Empire's Fall? Yeah.
That's Empire's Fall. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the title of this 5-track EP that I love a lot. I bought this at Hit Records.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I like everything Ron carries over there. Now we're talking about Hit Records, owned by Ron Ross in East Dallas.
He's been there for years.
Been there for years, man. And he's always carries the heavy stuff. I like that, man. So we not only want to support on Corpsepaint Show, want to support local metal fans, but the stores that carry their releases. So shout out to Hit Records over in East Dallas. So, but talk to me, man. I know you had a great show Friday night. You had a great show last night in Oklahoma City.
Correct,
You've been traveling all over last few days, and very little sleep, and you drag yourself in here. We appreciate that more than you know, man.
Well, recently we actually had our furthest trip out. We drove out to Milwaukee.
Oh.
To play the.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah.
NYDM Spring Bash.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was a great show. A bunch of great metal bands out there, and we had a great response. But we drove 2,000 miles in 4 days. Played 2 shows, one in Milwaukee and one in Kansas City, and then came back.
So Milwaukee first. On the way back, you hit Kansas City.
Right.
And then back. Oh
And then
man.
back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 2,000 miles.
You
Four
need
shows.
it. God, that's great, man. But it's got to feel good. You kind of had a spring tour there, you know? A little bit of a tour for Chemicaust.
Yeah, that was our first real road experience. You know, we've done other things, but that amount of time on the road
Yeah.
is a lot.
So that's awesome, man. That's great. So tell us a little more about the Spring Bash, man. I mean, a lot of metalheads in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of metalheads out there. It was put on by Randy, I can't remember his last name right now, but I don't know. I could look up how many they do, but they do it every year.
And it had like a couple dozen bands, or?
Right, it was a 3-day event.
Okay.
Some bands actually couldn't make it because the laws with them getting into the country. Loudness was supposed to headline the Thursday night show, and they couldn't make it into the country.
And they're from Japan.
Yeah.
And so what? Trump doesn't think that they're, I don't know, worthy to come here or something, or what?
I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah.
they had a lot of problems with international bands getting into America.
Yeah, I think if any international bands are in America right now, they should just stay here. So they don't have this problem of coming back, you know. And hey, we're showing some footage now of, I think it was Genocide, that video of Genocide playing at Wits End.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're pulling that up right there. Yeah, and because this is just great, heavy death thrash that I love, man. And you bring it right to the front, man, with the vocals and the bass and I don't know. Man.
One of our most popular songs. You know,
Yeah.
we generally end the set with that song. Sometimes a cover after that, but
Yes.
we get a great response out of that song.
And so would it be a Slayer cover? I'm just kidding, man.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, all right.
And I actually play in a Slayer tribute band. If you ever heard of War Ensemble.
Of course.
So yeah, that's, you know.
And you're the lead singer?
I'm
Well, there we go, man. You are Tom Araya. Hey, little known fact, Janie Slash was in the movie that Tom Araya was in. It was released last year called Zombie Shotgun Hair Metal Massacre.
No, hair metal shotgun zombie massacre.
Hair Metal Shotgun Zombie Massacre is an
Shotgun
actual
hair
movie
metal
that Tom
zombie
Araya's in.
massacre. I can never get the name right.
So he plays Satan, I think. He comes out at the end, and he, right?
Yeah, but
That's
don't
what-
give the ending away. Jeez.
Don't give the ending away. She's in that movie.
Yeah, I wasn't. I never saw him though. I was only in it.
That's awesome.
I'm only in the beginning.
Yeah, I still tell people, you know, hey, Janie Slash was in a movie with Tom Araya. Well, they didn't have any scenes together, but
No, yeah, they
but,
filmed that
yeah,
long
still.
before I'd even film my scene.
Speaking of Wits End, this is another band that we like, Silver Tongue Devil, and they're playing on Saturday night at Wits End, May 20th with Crop Dust.
Crop Dust, yeah.
Crop Dust. I keep hearing good things about them.
They're
man.
awesome. We actually just played with them last night in
Okay, so-
Oklahoma City.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, those guys are amazing. They're sludgy, you know, like really heavy.
Yeah.
The singer wears a pig mask.
Right. Hey, speaking of that, we got to get a picture of you holding the demon baby there. You like the way we decorated here, Ernie?
Yeah, it's awesome. Nice studio.
Yeah, we're just trying to scare everyone with our visuals. So I want you to pull that a little bit closer to you, that mic, just a little bit.
A little bit closer.
Yeah.
How's
I like
that?
it. I like it louder.
All right.
Just like when you're singing and playing.
Cool.
Loud in your face. Chemicaust, we got Ernie here, so we're gonna actually let me transition and bring on this band from Britain that
right.
we're Skyping called De Profundis. They're a black metal band.
Cool.
And we're gonna be talking to Paul and Tom, two guys from the band, and show a cool video they've got. Tom and Paul from De Profundis. So we'll bring them up. Let's talk to them about black metal. Ernie, and then get back to I do want to talk about the Fort Worth Festival next
Oh
weekend.
yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, it's huge.
Yeah.
With I don't know, just everybody, man.
Goat Whore,
Goat
Cattle
Whore.
Decapitation,
God
Suffocation,
dang.
Ex Mortis. There's so many badass bands on that show.
Goat Whore. Love it. So, all right, we'll try and bring on Tom here, and he's got Paul with him. The band is De Profundis, black metal from the UK. Hello, guys. Didn't pick up. All right. So they've run out to get a beer or something. We'll try again in a moment. Do you like playing Wits End?
Yeah, Wits End's great. All those bars in Deep Ellum are
All of
great,
them
you know,
are.
it's like
Reno's, Wits End, Trees. I mean, all of them. You're right.
Curtain Club.
Curtain Club.
Curtain
Yeah.
Club's great.
I love the
It's a
Curtain
nice
Club.
big stage.
We like watching shows at Curtain Club. She's been on stage at Curtain Club,
Yeah.
and then I like sometimes you can go up high and kind of get some good view from up.
It's got good visibility from any place in the bar. And
Right.
It's rare. It's hard to get.
It's just a good metal bar.
Yeah.
And Vader's playing there in
Oh
like
yeah,
a month
coming
or
up.
so.
Yeah, real soon. That's
Yeah.
it's an amazing
So-
show to have right there.
God. But next weekend, the Fort Worth Metal Fest with Goat Whore and Cattle Decapitation and other extreme metal acts.
Yeah, Suffocation, Ex Mortis. There's so many great bands on. I think it's the best fest we've ever had in the DFW area.
And this is a 2-day festival, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's next weekend, Friday and Saturday.
I believe it's Saturday and Sunday
Okay,
because
okay.
it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So most people, you know,
Don't. Yeah. So stay
most
out late
people-
Sunday night.
right.
Stay out late Sunday night. So it's So wait, this is in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, not next weekend.
Yeah, it's not next weekend. It's in 2 weeks. Yeah, next weekend is, yeah, I know.
Janie Slash keeps me, straight. So thank you.
I try.
So in 2 weeks,
So just say Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial
this
Day
is the
weekend.
one next weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At Wits End, Silver
Wits
Tongue
End,
Devil.
Silver Tongue Devil, May 20th.
Yeah,
You're
and
talking
Crop-
about the
and
deep,
Crop Dust.
the Metal Fest, which is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Hello. Hey, we're looking for Tom and Paul.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, there you are. Hey, guys. Yeah, we can see you fine. Thanks for joining us, man. You're on the Corpsepaint Show. We're live. And you guys, man, you look good. Thanks for staying up late for us.
No worries, man. No worries.
The band is De Profundis. And I'm excited about this upcoming tour you've got with, he's calling it I Am Morbid because it's David Vincent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a wet dream for someone who.
So it's I'm gonna ask Ziggy to turn down a little bit of that that background. I mean, just
Okay.
lower it a little bit, in my ear. Okay.
How's that?
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
better for you?
Yeah. We can hear you good. We can hear you fine.
Smashing.
So I know you've got a month or so on tour with I Am Morbid and Necrophagia. Is that the other band?
Yeah, Necrophagia.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Necrophagia
Yeah.
and-
It's not a month. It's a couple of weeks we're away with them.
Okay.
How long is it, man? How many gigs?
We start in Venice,
Yeah.
then we Switzerland, then up to Germany and Holland. It's about 2 weeks, maybe. What?
Just shy of that. Yeah. Just shy of that, I think. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I like that a lot, man. So, and it's David Vincent and a couple other guys from some various.
Tim Young as well, man. The Rocket.
Yeah, it's like metal royalty, you know.
Yeah.
And David Vincent lives here in Texas now, is my understanding. He lives in
I
Austin.
believe in Austin, yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Austin, and so Necrophagia and De Profundis, I Am Morbid, doing a little mini tour of the Europe right there. So, man, hey
Yeah,
guys, thanks so much for joining us. So, I always like to kind of give a shout out to my favorite magazine here, which is Zero Tolerance.
Yeah.
Because
Chosen wisely.
Yeah.
like you guys, this is a UK produced, source of creativity. And I just think they go into great depth on black metal and extreme metal, sinister metal, and a lot of underground metal. And they're not afraid to really go into depth with bands and releases and tours and all of that. So, I don't know. Shout out to those guys. And I know you're part of Imperative PR, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
correct.
That's it.
Heck yeah, man. They get the word out.
Yeah. They do their job, man.
All the way to
yeah.
Texas, apparently.
Yeah.
That's right.
Across
Yes.
the pond.
I'm glad to, kind of know those guys and consider them a friend of the Corpsepaint Show. But we brag about ourselves as being global. So we try to have guests from all over. Look, here's one more thing. A funny question, guys. When you're not part of the EU anymore, is it going to be tougher for you?
Oh.
No.
Sorry.
Is it going to be tougher to do a tour like you're describing?
Yeah, totally.
Well,
100%.
I mean, I'm actually, because of my descent, I can actually claim Irish citizenship, which means I will still have the European freedom of movement. So unlike these Brexit voting yokels,
Yeah.
I'll actually be able to
These
travel
yokels.
around like a European. Watch,
Yeah, he'll be going on his own. He'll be playing all the drums, both guitars.
be
the
there
lot,
with a bass drum strapped to my back.
Yeah. Like one man band.
I am Profundis.
Yeah, are we
Yes.
just gonna do Umpa from now on? Yeah.
We'll go great in Germany.
Yeah.
Right. The new tour will be just I Am Profundis.
Yeah. Yes, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am Profundis.
I Am Profundis. Forget the day part and forget David Vincent part. You I Am Profundis.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be out in their droves, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
just for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like this.
Passport.
I like this new video that is filmed outdoors, and I keep thinking to myself, man, you're filming this. It's so cool. I forget the song title.
All consuming.
Yes, all consuming, and it's just so cool. It's very visual, and I think to myself, I bet every animal in the forest and every bird and every falcon just flew away when they started hearing your music.
Oh no, man! They flew to it. They flew to it. Yeah, it's well documented that English birds love the black metal. That's
we have David Attenborough, who obviously kind of makes sure that he keeps us all in track about this. And you know, when he's not doing his documentaries in there, he's in his basement going mental to some Dark Throne.
Yeah, he loves it.
I always knew it. Attenborough is a black metalhead.
Yeah.
But a bit of trivia about the all-consuming video is actually shot in the same forest where I'm sure you've seen the movie Gladiator.
Yes.
It's that same forest where you have the battle scene at the start of that. It's been in a ton of other movies. It's in some of the Harry Potter movies, and it's basically where people go when they want to film in a quite foreboding-looking forest, and they're a few miles away from Norway.
Yeah.
And then you also might get a weird sense of deja vu.
Yeah, indeed. That's what we were going for.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of a weird sense that, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I've seen this before, you know?
Haven't I seen this somewhere before?
The metal video for the forest. Yeah.
That sounded just like David Attenborough right there.
Here.
Here we have the mating rituals of the two peregrine falcons or whatever.
They love to bang on a load of sick blast beats and, just go for it, A little bit of that.
Man, it's just so good to talk to you, extreme metal band. And I know, and I've got Ernie in the studio here. He's, I told you earlier, man, I kind of call him the Tom Araya. He fronts a band here in Texas called Chemicaust. Slash, I mean, thrash, black, death metal, and I love this band a lot. So, but I know that you guys are not, you're not in it really for the money. You're in it for the passion.
Who'd be in it for the money, mate? Go to the bank. Want to make $1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
hope you're
going
making
into
money.
death metal for the money, then
you're an idiot.
Accountant. Yeah.
You're in it for the passion, man, and I think it's actually healthy to get all that anger and aggression out. I do.
Yeah,
Ernie,
metal guys and metal bands. They're just like they're so chilled out when they're not on stage. I mean, you've got nothing left. You've been screaming at Satan for hours. It's like
it's really interesting seeing how certain artists do kind of wind down after just 50 minutes of hate on stage. I mean, we recently toured with the Norwegian band Tukke, with obviously a very controversial frontman and host. Now we were backstage in Bristol one night, and we went in and we saw him there in his like post stage clothing. So he's got these white contacts, big massive cape with the Norwegian flag on the back, a very controversial anti-religious slogan on his shirt, and he's yodeling along to some proper country music. It's straight out of Texas, man.
He had like Earth, Wind and Fire, didn't he?
Yeah.
Before he was going on stage.
His Spotify playlist was to die for.
Isn't that funny?
It's not what you expect at all, man.
It's not what you expect. And the funny thing is, you bring this up, it's come up before on the Corpsepaint show. I think is when I was talking to Ackercock, and they said, what's up with David Vincent? He's singing some country music. Well, apparently he is, and so is Nergal, right? From I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on Bohemian. Yeah, thank you, Janie Slash. And cut some blues / country songs, and I don't know, maybe that is kind of either a return to roots or just exploration of musical past, or just a kind of a fun.
What we usually have in the van, man, when we're driving.
Wow. For the last tour we did, there was a hell of a lot of Fleetwood Mac, a bit of Gino Vanelli, a bit of a very obscure Canadian soul fusion singer. That's our jam in the van.
Queen.
Oh,
Queen. Oh, brother.
Mustafa Ibrahim.
I do remember reading an interview about Tom Araya, and he said, "Yeah, man, on tour, I just listen to Crowded House."
Yeah. Sometimes you need to get away from it as well.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
There's such a thing as too many notes in too short a space.
I think as well as that, when you make metal, you have a very, very set idea of what works, and that can lead to some very, very heated debates when you're traveling, especially with your fellow musicians. I mean, there's a phrase that does the rounds in the Deep Profundis fan, the enemy of music, and especially with our singer, who is slightly dour, and he will say X is the enemy of music, and X can be anything from his any particular style he's not fancying, or any particular. Let's take one out of the blue. Too many blast beats are the enemy of music, but at the same time, not enough blast beats are also the enemy of
clean
music.
vocals. Clean vocals are the enemy of music.
Which is strange because his favourite band is Amorphis. It's a bit Orwellian, a bit of doublethink going on there.
Right. That's right. You have to kind of strike the balance, but you're absolutely right. And a lot of bands, hey, I don't mind if there's all of a sudden a small silence in the middle of a song. You're right. It does kind of allow your brain to maybe, I don't know, catch up or reset, and then you get back into it. And sometimes that also throws me for a loop, and I like that.
I mean, I think it's really healthy, like to be bringing in other influences into metal, because it just keeps it fresh and keeps it more exciting and just keeps it progressing. And it's when it stops doing that and it just becomes this like feedback loop that for me, I lose interest in it.
I mean, going back to the whole I Am Morbid thing, I have a bit of a controversial opinion about Morbid Angel, and I think that there is a strong argument.
Be careful, Paul. We are going to be...
No, it's a strong argument that Morbid Angel are a progressive metal band. Okay. And that might be a bit of a what moment, but if you take a song like God of Emptiness, no one in that scene was doing a song like that. Because so many people, when they first heard it, was like, "It's a bit slow. What the fuck's that?"
Yeah.
But that's now a classic, and that's such a sinister song, and it is because it's so different. And when you're listening to Covenant, and then it gets to that point in the album, it's like, whoa, gotcha. What is this? It's huge, and that's because they took a chance, and that is progressive to us. Anyway.
Yeah, and you guys are sometimes described as progressive black metal, and I like that. I like that. I do.
We've been described as pretty much every genre under the sun at some point. It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to make heads and tails of it. Really, we've gone on everything from doom to black metal. I saw some absolute Wally labelled us power metal in a review at one point. I'm not sure what he was smoking. Yeah,
there was an odd gallop. Is that it?
I don't know. I guess that Craig's trousers were on a bit tighter than usual.
That's probably it, mate. That's probably it. Yeah.
So,
yeah, but we
loose trousers are the enemy of music. Remember that. Yeah.
But we do what we do, and that's usually an amalgamation of the musicians who are in the band at one period of time, and over the course of a 10-year history in Deep Profundis, there has been a certain amount of a revolving door, while at the same time there is a core idea of what the band is, and there is a certain kind of core membership. But there has been over that time there has been a long change. Now going forward, we can't really give too many details on this, but we are planning a release very, very, very soon, commemorating this 10 years of Deep Profundis, 10 years of Furious DP, as I like to call it. And in that's going to shed light on all sides of this band's history, both on our more kind of progressive era, our more progressive points, and more purely aggressive points, and everything in between. That's something we're trying to. Yeah, I think one thing that attracts me to what Deep Profundis is there is that openness, there is that broadness, which you don't get in a lot of bands. Like I love Slayer, but when you hear Slayer, you know it's gonna sound like Slayer.
Right. No, you're right. I like what you do too. So you guys sometimes go off road, and you go into the deep woods, or you enter the fallow season, or I don't know this or that, and that I like it. I do, and I don't know. A little progressive into black metal. A lot of progressiveness in black metal is I don't know. In my opinion, I love it. I embrace the surprises and the changes and the change ups that you guys put in.
You got to keep it interesting. You know, it's when I think the word progressive is very malaligned, because often when you start putting that in front of it, it's progressive black metal. They expect basically like wizards hats and frequent keyboards and Rick Wakeman, and it's or some people call themselves progressive. It's like, oh, listen, we had a bar of 5 in that song. And it's not really about it's more of an attitude about wanting to actually drive music forward generally and actually do interesting things and surprise people a little bit. So maybe it's throwing in some Latin or something like that you wouldn't think would fit, but you somehow managed to make it work. Or a fretless bass guitar solo, for example.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's definitely, I think, one of the things that always drove me to extreme metal, and one of my pet hates right now is, I mean, something that's very popular in the UK scene right now is slam. So basically, what's meant to be death metal, and it just sounds like.
I mean, there's a lot of room for quacking.
But it's not what I call death metal. It's not what makes death metal to me. It has its charm when you're about 7 vodkas in, but
I definitely want it sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. There's a time and place for it. You just got to be steaming when when it's there.
Man, that's so cool. And I know you're excited about this tour, and look, since David is a Texan, you tell him you're on the Corpsepaint show. I've been trying to get him to drive up here to Dallas and join us. Get David Vincent in here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it? Hey, we'll talk to him a little bit. And
mate, don't worry.
Look, I think it's cool also the progressiveness, but also what we were talking about, and that is when musicians want to look a little deeper into the roots of rock, and they always end up back at blues rock, or the original blues, extreme blues artists, and many of those were here in the American South.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's where it all comes from, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's more metal than Robert Johnson selling a soul at a crossroads so he can play?
Exactly. This is what I've been telling people forever. Yes. That's exactly right. And, you mentioned Robert Johnson. He walked the streets of Deep Ellum, which is right here in Dallas, Texas. He recorded all of his music here in Dallas. This is where he actually spent his creative years, is right here. He sold his soul at the crossroads, and I think that was in Mississippi, right?
I'm not sure.
But he in Mississippi, but he came to Dallas and recorded and was creative here and walked the same streets that Ernie's band performs in, and that is the the creative capital of Texas, as I call it, Deep Ellum, which is in Dallas. So. Yeah.
Maybe this is one of the disadvantages of being a British band, that you don't quite get that romanticism of going to Mississippi by the Delta and selling your soul. I mean, for us, it's popping down to the old Kent Road to get a bottle of milk for breakfast, and then some chap comes across. All right, mate, you want to play some fucking guitar, do you? It's not quite the same.
Yeah,
not quite.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
we the spoons. Sell your soul, you'll be wicked.
Mate, got a washboard here for you. This time next year, you'll be millionaires.
Hey, so
and your claims on it.
I know you like putting surprises in. I just want to maybe recommend a little bit of I don't know, some Scottish bagpipe or something in a song. If you do that, just put my name as a little thank you note on the album sleeve.
Well, of course now, mate.
I actually do have some Scottish bagpipe music in my CD collection. It's a very particular one though, and I've got to say it wasn't full of music because of the name. It's a Scottish artist called Richard Black.
Okay.
Now the short for Richard is Dick.
Yeah.
And his debut album is, and I am not making this up, A Taste of Dick Black. It's actually really good, man. It's if you like some Scottish bagpipe interspersed with this weird kind of reggae backbeat, it is. Yeah.
Is it progressive Scottish
I guess that would
music?
Be pretty progressive, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a genuinely awesome record.
I absolutely consider myself a metal purist, but I would absolutely listen to that, and I love all the various styles of music. I really do. It sounds cliche, but I like it all, except for crappy country music or crappy pop. But,
only two types of music you don't like: country and western. Yeah.
Well,
you get those bluegrass demons in
you do.
In country. I mean, there's that, and everyone loves a little bit of Brad Paisley, just a little bit secretly on the side. Shouldn't have probably said that on camera.
Yeah,
but
right. Nah, it's okay. You can be honest here, man. Look, there's a lot of rebel country and we kind of highway music, something like that. That is sometimes just a very I don't know, anti-establishment message. And Steve Earle, for example, he plays a rebel style of country music that I can get into.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's got that. I can certainly see, going back to that, why guys like David Vincent, and it totally works for him because his voice is about 10 octaves lower than the average man. So I can totally see that baritone in a kind of country kind of vibe that can totally work.
Are we gonna have to talk to him in whale song or something? Is that what you're saying?
You're gonna.
I'm bringing 6 octave pedals along, right?
Right. Okay. Just so we can.
One of them is for my guitar.
Yeah. Right.
When I saw him live last here in Dallas, it was a couple years ago, I thought he was trying to channel Elvis Presley. His sideburns were coming out, and I don't know. For some reason, I just kind of thought, I don't know. He is going back to some roots, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching an interview recently, and he was kind of rocking the Negan from The Walking Dead look, which makes me think I'm gonna get my brains batted out with a barbed wire baseball bat, but. I mean, aside from that, it's going to be
it'll be a hoot otherwise.
Yeah. But no, the continent has always really been good for us, especially Germany for metal. With the last time we were over there, it was with Malevolent Creation, so another old school classic death metal band, and that was an amazing tour. In Holland as well, we had actually one of the most Man-O-War moments on the road in a show in Tilburg in a venue called the Little Devil.
Okay.
In that we just played the first power chord for our set, and 5 seconds later, all the power, all the lights, all the electricity in the venue went dead. Never felt more like Joey DeMaio. Got the
blow your speakers.
Was Tilburg ever the same after that?
Well, I don't know. It's off the map now, mate.
It's off the map. I was just looking. I can't find it.
They don't use BC and AD in Tilburg anymore. They use BDP and ADP.
Man, it's so good to talk to De Profundis. Some good UK black metal with a touch of progressive. But you know what? This means it's interesting. It's made by intelligent people who are...
and me as well, yeah, and a drummer.
And you guys. And right, and you're pushing along black metal, man. You're helping to, I don't know, just... what is the word? Progress? Okay, I don't want to go to that, but I mean, you're pushing black metal in different directions. I like that.
Well, for me, when I was, getting into extreme music, I would be listening to it wouldn't be, I see some people now, and it's like, I like black metal or I like death metal, and for me, it wasn't like that. It was, I put on Death and then Dissection and then Vindir and then Cannibal Corpse, and it was just metal.
It was just metal. Right. We spent a long time here just now talking about a description for your band, and really it's silly that we have to do that. It is. It's silly. It's extreme music. It's sinister music. Embrace it, metalheads. Embrace it. We can't really label it. Just embrace it.
Well, we've just finished, just a couple of weeks ago, we finally finished recording what's going to be our next album, and it is... I know that every band says this before they release a record, that this is the most aggressive, this is the most sinister, this is the best quality album yet, but that's how it should be. If you're not, if your new record isn't the best, then you shouldn't be making a new record. What's the point?
That's great
That's
point.
why Bolt Thrower didn't make a record after Those Once Loyal, because they couldn't beat it.
You know what? That is
great at the time anyway.
Yeah. Your message is, if the band is not saying about their latest release or their new release or what they're doing in the studio, then they shouldn't be making music, because you're right. Everything should be a new version of the best you can do, and you got to be proud of it. And so I don't mind. I don't mind adjectives and descriptions like that.
Yeah, but we do. It's going to be a while before it comes out, because we've got something else coming sooner, as I mentioned before, to celebrate this 10 years of the band. Yeah. But you're going to be hearing something of it quite soon. It's got a very, very specific theme. For the first time for a De Profundis album, the entire album has a particular topic which it's approaching. Good. And we try to do it in a very, very critical, very merciless kind of way, in a way that we don't really see that many metal bands do. Good. And so it's going to be exciting when we can finally do that. I think it's going to be quite polarizing, but
Good.
why make extreme metal if you're not going to be polarizing,
That's right? So we can guess from what you're saying here that it's going to be more like I don't know, something about serial murderers rather than Harry Potter.
The institution we'll be talking about certainly does have an issue with serial murderers, apart from many other things. Yes.
All right, gotcha. All right, wink, wink. I think I hear what you're saying. Hey,
Or it is about Harry Potter. We just think that J.K. Rowling really dropped the boat after book 4.
Yeah.
And it's just 45 minutes of saying, "Come on, sort it out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Why did Snape die?
I think the secret message is you filmed in that corridor of the forest there that we all kind of recognize, right?
Oh, the Weaver. Check this guy out, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we just found Daniel Radcliffe just just nestled in some undergrowth, just going,
Yeah.
"Don't tell them this is how I live."
Yeah.
Really, I live in
Well,
the
listen
forest.
to me, and I live outside like some crazy person.
God, the tax here is massive.
So, quick question: this the 10-year anniversary release, does it have anything to do with being a double vinyl?
Does it have anything to do with it being a double vinyl?
I'm just guessing.
I'm
I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing.
I don't believe it is. It's one of these things where it's being. We can't say very much about it, but I can say that we're very fortunate in that we're working with some very major institutions in the metal scene in both the UK and beyond. We're working with a very kind of historic British metal institution, and as well as that, we're working with an artist who has worked with some of the best metal bands in the world. Worked with Creator, worked with Misery Index, worked with Napalm Death. Incredibly talented bloke, and he's done an incredible job working with us. We've gone for a little bit of a departure from the artist we've usually gone for.
All right.
For it, and this guy's done an amazing job, and it will be just a very short matter of time before we can actually be a little bit more explicit about this.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, let's have you back in the near future then when you can talk about it or when it's released. Let's help get the word out over on these shores as well.
Yes, mate.
Well, I guess what I can say is we've been we're playing some of the new stuff on some of our recent shows, and it's good to see that it's one of our. There's at least one new track on this record, and it's very direct, and people have been reacting to it really well. It's good because obviously being a band with a progressively inclined band with bass solos and all that, it's nice to see that sometimes you can just get people headbanging like mad.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right. The message is received, man. That sounds great. Yeah, what you're describing is exciting me. It is, man. So when you can, I'd love to have you guys back and let's talk about that and get it out and get the word out, for the 10-year. Yeah.
Yeah, smash it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Be great.
The band is De Profundis. We love you guys. Some black metal from the UK. And you know what? What other country makes some good black metal right now? There's so much.
Fairly obviously Norway.
Well,
actually, there's a lot from like Poland and things like that.
The French are actually great at it. I'm not sure what it is.
You're right about
that. But they have a lot of hate inside.
They do. They have a lot of hate, and I think it's because they don't have any radio stations that actually play good music.
That's it. Nail on the proverbial.
No, if you turn on we did some shows in France recently, and you turn on a radio station, you just hear a man in a beret tapping some garlic against the microphone.
Well, you can't see the beret, obviously, but you know it's there.
Yeah,
you know it's there.
It goes without saying. Sometimes he'll just be muttering some Baudelaire.
Yeah. Reading poetry and
or some classical music or some boring French. You're right, so folk or music or something. But no, I agree.
It's all accordions. That's it. Just
accordions.
Just accordion renditions of Gojira non-stop.
No. But you know what? There can be a touch of accordion black metal. I saw Take live, and they bring out the accordion, man, for about 10 seconds.
Banjo,
the banjo. That was
there's this one band called Botanist who are black metal with nothing but hammered dulcimers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hear it.
Yeah, go, ooh.
Well, I just a shout out. This is just an idea, guys. But how about a black metal album that is just drumming? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
I've got to say, there's some albums which are produced so they sound like they are just drumming.
Yeah, but remember the old days.
There has
No,
been
no.
moments, especially some people. I mean, everyone has some black metal records which are just sound disgusting in not in a good way, that just sound broken. But we just love them. Like for me, it's the first Summoning record. Yeah, I put it on in the car.
Yeah.
I put a Lugverse. I put it on in the car just to infuriate everyone else. And sometimes we'll be changing the radio stations in the road, and I'll just hear. I've generally had to strain my ears to spot if something is either white noise or some obscure Ukrainian black metal project.
Craig's record collection.
So in other words, yeah, it could be like a distorted radio channel that's not coming in, or it could be some early black metal or Summoning or something like that. I love it. Oh, but see, I think if you could do an album of hammered dulcimers, you could certainly just do a whole bunch of people on drums in a room and make it black metal. Just a whole bunch.
I
of
reckon
fast
drums and bagpipe. I reckon that's it. 2-man projects, drums and bagpipe. That's it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
David
That's it.
Vincent. David Vincent would be in on that.
I'll pitch it to him, man. Yeah, I'll see how we get on. Yeah.
Well, I've got to say that one of the other things I'm really excited about for this with this tour is Necrophagia, who
Yeah.
I mean, obviously having some like legendary people like Phil Anselmo in the band, but also they have the greatest music videos of any band of all time.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I love it. I mean, I
yeah.
love my old school like Italian gory horror, and all their videos are basically just someone just watch them and no, those aren't violent, and they aren't nearly disgustingly violent enough. What we need is our drummer naked, playing a teenage girl.
Right. Yes, absolutely pulling her skin off.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
So Dario, you're just too diet for me. I want the full fat version. Yeah.
We want the extended version of that song with the extra bass solo.
Yeah, all of it, and the bagpipes. Don't forget the bagpipes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Man, our show is also about horror. We've got our co-host Janie Slash here in the studio. I want her to say hi to you guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Isn't that a great voice? You like that voice?
I hear that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, dude. I think you're talking to me. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
wait, which voice?
lovely man.
I like
Lovely.
that. She's clearly very good at her job, because the one mention of horror movies and suddenly, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Did somebody say Dario?
yeah, and you know what? Speaking of Argento,
We just saw him last weekend.
he was just here for a big horror convention. We were just there.
Yeah, he was at Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Oh,
The big horror convention
And
we have
I
here
tell you what,
in
I've been
Dallas.
cursed, because every time, 'cause one of my bands in my biggest to see list is Goblin, because obviously the soundtracks to Suspiria and Profondo Rosso. Every single time it's playing in London, I am gigging in London.
Yeah.
And I've not been able to sneak out yet. I've not been able to just leave some kind of stand-in, so I can just kind of.
no, especially not when you're the only one playing in all of this stuff. You know.
I am Profundis.
Yeah, it's going to be really tricky.
Yeah, I can't get like 3 children in a trench coat.
We've seen Goblin. They're pretty awesome. They're incredible.
Yeah, well, don't rub it in.
jealous.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in. They're just worth it. If you get a chance to sneak out, definitely go check them out. They're great.
And then they do this every year here. And a couple years ago, it was Cannibal Holocaust director
Yeah, Rogero
Deodato, who we spent some time with. He actually took a liking to Janie Slash, and he autographed everything we had. It was just so great to experience.
There was a convention here called Housecore, and they had Goblin, and they played the full soundtrack to Suspiria while the movie played. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
They were live on stage playing while the movie was on the screen behind them, and that was Phil's festival. That was Anselmo's festival.
They
Yeah.
had an incredible ballerina performing also.
It's just a ticket, really.
Yeah, well, that's what we need.
What are you doing? What are you doing here,
ballerina?
Paul? Not in Texas.
getting my black swan on.
Yeah, all right.
And here we are. We complain about Texas a lot, but you know what? We do have some badass festivals like that.
Yeah, no shit, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, we have what we have is, I think that just like obviously in America, the South has its very distinctive character, and here it's more the North. The North of England is very, very, very distinctive, and to the point there's a lot of metal festivals up here, but what's great about the northern ones is their names. Man, the northern sense of humor is just so darkly dry. I think my favorite is somewhere up York a couple of years ago. That was fucking Hellfest.
Yeah.
Kinelfest, isn't it?
Kinelfest.
You know?
Kinelfest. And so, yeah, you can't really steal the name from, from what is it, Hellfest in France, right?
Hellfest, yeah.
But you can call it fucking Hellfest.
Of course, back in the 1980s when we had Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper,
right,
mass murderer, and so we have a festival called Yorkshire Riffer.
Yeah, it's poetry, mate. It's poetry.
That is poetry. Great to talk to you guys. Thanks for spending time with us, man. And
my pleasure, mate. My pleasure.
I hope you please consider us a friend in Texas, and let's stay in touch for all these exciting things you've got forthcoming.
Sounds perfect,
Absolutely.
mate. Sounds perfect.
Yep.
Well, you get us over there. I mean, we're in need of anything now after this whole Brexit thing. I mean, if you can just get a dinghy over the Atlantic Ocean, then we can just latch onto it.
Pretty big one for all the answers.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, you might have to do a bit of a whip round, a few dollars each.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we can start like a crowdfunding or something, but I do want a separate dinghy for the bagpipes, okay, to keep them safe.
Yeah, of course, yeah, the collection.
No. If we're crowdfunding, we're going for a winter sun approach, dinghy and sauna.
Why not? Yeah.
We'll do everything we can, okay? But here's the deal, okay? Ernie's band, now he's sitting to my right. They've got to open for you if you play Dallas.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Easy, man. Easy.
All right. De Profundis. Gah! That's black. Nothing gets me more excited than black metal.
It's true. It's true.
She knows.
I know.
And good horror movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good combination, man.
Yes, indeed. It just has necrophagia. I don't know how you say it. Necrophagia.
He likes to watch horror movies on mute while he has metal playing in the background. It confuses me because it takes me a while to figure it out. I'm like, wait, they're not matching up. This doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Well, there's worse things that can mix and match. I mean, you don't want to watch Cannibal Holocaust while Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Serenity to you, yeah.
Well,
Although the Copacabana,
Holocaust does have an unusual soundtrack anyway.
Okay, no, yeah, hold on. So the director of Cannibal Holocaust did explain to Janie Slash that he purposely chose some very, very mellow, mild music to
it was almost
contrast
like upbeat music to contrast the horrible things happening on screen.
He wanted to mess with our minds. So he put
that works too, man. That works too.
Yeah, confuse what you should be feeling. You know, you feel like you should be, but you're like, oh, but this music's so happy. But oh, that's terrible. Like, what is going on?
Well, we recently watched Sallow, 120 Days of Sodom, and came out of that just wishing there was something happy. Yeah, I needed some Beatles after that.
I like that type of movie where after you watch it, you just. I don't know. You just got to take a shower or something, man. It's like
just want to go and mong out to some Coldplay or something after that.
Right.
Well, I tell you what. For what it can do is, as it's clearly something that interests you guys with the horror movie kind of vibe. I could say that the new track we've been playing is one that we've entitled "An Orgy of Grotesqueries," and it's one of the more kind of traditionally kind of horror, almost gore tracks that we've ever done.
Nice.
With a name like that, I'm sure you can. I think it's better to let the imagination kind of simmer and think of all sorts of exciting things that could be referring to. But it's grotesque.
An orgy of grotesqueries.
I like the name.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. You know what we should do next time you're on the show is we'll have Ernie here. We'll bring in a few bongos. We'll bring in an acoustic. We'll just write a song. Let's just write a song, all of us together. That that's all it takes is just some some brainstorming. I mean, we're just trying to write something.
So
we need to do it live. That would be interesting.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Do it live.
We're gonna write a song. Something about orgies. I want to use that name again in it. I don't know. Something about orgies.
It's a good word. Good connotations all round, really.
Orgies of grotesque.
There's worse things.
So, anyways, just want to say thank you again, guys, and we'll stay in touch. Appreciate the time today, and
no, it's our pleasure, man. Our pleasure.
And best of luck on this. It looks to me like you're playing about 40 dates in 2 weeks on that tour. But you said it's only a 2-week tour. I don't know. It just looks like there's a lot you're cramming in there. So all the best to you, man. Have fun on tour, and hopefully,
thanks, man.
Thank you much.
maybe on the flip side, report back to us, tell us all the crazy stories about David and etc.
Absolutely.
Might be sworn to secrecy by that point. I don't know. Or he might be coming to your studio by then. You don't know.
That's right. That's right. We could strong arm him into telling us.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend kidnapping a man. I just want to go on record.
Yeah, now that we're here,
Yeah.
legally.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me cross that off the list.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry to be a killjoy.
No. We didn't say don't. We just said don't not.
Yeah. Don't blame us for it. Yeah.
Big cheers to Tom and Paul from De Profundis. Thank you so much, guys, man. And
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm glad you're excited about making this metal and continuing to make the metal and these new songs you're describing. And I don't know, that just does my heart well. And appreciate you guys so much, man. And we support you.
Thanks very much,
We
man.
support you too.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk to you soon.
Take care of yourself, buddy. All right.
Bye now.
See you soon.
See you soon. Yeah, speaking of all that, we cannot let time escape without showing this cool cover here of Creeps. It's this one right here. I like this girl on the cover. So.
Yes. You actually show that quite often.
Do I?
I really can tell you like her. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at that. I mean, it's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
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 We show. Yeah.
Yes,
There we
you
go.
like it a lot.
Okay, so Ernie, we took a little detour there, man. Thank you for thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
We want to get back to Chemicaust and the festival coming up in 2 weeks at Rail Club. Am I right?
Right, at the Rail Club.
Yeah, in Fort Worth. So it's the 27th and 28th, if I have the dates right. And that is some extreme sinister metal, along with Goat Whore as kind of one of the headliners. And what day are you guys playing it?
We're one of the opening bands on Saturday. We're one of the first. I think we play second or third. But
Good.
The fest for both days on the 27th, 28th. It's Cattle Decapitation, I Hate God,
Yeah.
Cryptopsy, Goat Whore, Decrepit Birth, Ex Mortis.
That's
so
such
good.
a badass lineup.
You know, Cryptopsy from Canada, what a band.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh my God, I'm a huge fan, and I'm glad a chance to be able to see them. So, so if you're starting on Saturday and there's all these bands, how early does it begin?
Yeah, what time are doors?
I'm still waiting for that information.
Oh, okay.
I believe it'll be, the doors will
3
probably be
or
around 3 or so
3.
for that many bands, for
Yeah, it's a holiday weekend, people. I mean, get out there at 3 o'clock or whatever, and then Sunday also consider it a holiday because Memorial Day, most people have off work, right?
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
come out Saturday or come out Sunday or come out both days.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it called? Fort Worth Metal Fest?
Yeah, it's the Fort Worth Metal Fest.
Yeah.
Isn't it every Memorial Day weekend they have it?
They had one last Memorial Day weekend. I'm not
cool.
sure if they have it
Yeah, I
every.
think Napalm Death played last year, if I remember right.
Oh, good memory.
Because I
yeah,
wanted
cool.
to go, but we were out of town. We were at Rocklahoma.
Yeah, sometimes on Memorial Day weekend we go to Rocklahoma.
We were at
Which is
Rocklahoma.
it's typically all hair metal. And,
It's not. It's just a fun experience.
but we
music's
did
not
go,
that great.
and I kind of wanted to see Twisted Sister, and that ended up being a good
Well,
show.
we saw Twisted Sister there like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
You're
2 years.
getting confused. It's okay. I love it.
no, 2 years ago at
It was like
at,
3 years ago.
Rocklahoma.
actually, 'cause I don't think we went. Yeah.
It was a Twisted Sister, and that was a fun show. I guess they don't play live anymore, so I'm glad. we
I saw
it.
Dee Snyder at Riot Fest. I think he plays
Yeah.
by himself now.
So, Dee's, I don't know, doing solo or whatever.
Yeah, we saw Rob Zombie.
That was good, too.
Rob Zombie and
Yeah. He has this
remember.
fascination with 70s rock.
he yelled at a lot of people though.
And
He
so
was,
he's-
put your cameras down. Dee Snyder called everybody lazy when Twisted Sister played, and Rob Zombie was like, put up your cameras, and then just played like Wild Thing until the cameras all went up. Like, half his set was freaking Wild Thing. While I watched some guy losing his mind on some cold.
So here's Rob Zombie on stage. He does these high kicks now because he wants to, I guess, let us know he's been in the gym. And he's doing these high kicks, and all across the stage. Yeah, Rob
I
Zombie.
think you're making shit up.
No. He's wearing his bell bottoms. He's
remember
doing these
this.
high kicks.
He doesn't wear
And-
bell bottoms.
Yes, he does. It's Rob Zombie. Anyway, so then he comes out and he's like lecturing the crowd, like, don't you guys remember the old days when there were no cameras and,
Yeah,
and no,
he did
no
that.
cell phones, and we just got into the music, and, And then he gets, I don't know, seems to be upset that people were getting out their cell phone cameras. So there's nothing you can do, metal bands. People are going to get out their cell
You
phone.
could always take the Danzig approach and just have everybody's phones confiscated pre-concert. God.
But, even that wouldn't get them all. It wouldn't.
I was like, I don't have a phone. What are you talking about?
It's Ernie Jaramillo, as leader of an awesome metal band. What's your take on cameras in your face, or I don't know.
I think it's great. If anyone take pictures, take videos, whatever, post them online. Just help us get our name out there.
There you go.
We need all the exposure we could get. More people talking about
right.
it.
Yes,
that's how I see it.
It's great to be on social media. Social media. That's what social media is for. It helps.
And you know what? Even if they're writing bad stuff about you, you know what?
No.
People
I disagree. I'd rather
people ain't gonna read it. They just want to look at the picture.
I don't like when anything negative is written about me personally.
All right.
It does not make me feel good. Oh, look, I got exposure. They said I sucked. No, it doesn't make me feel good.
I just don't like any drama involved
me
with
neither.
our
No
bands.
drama at all. Drama.
I hate that. If you got someone in the band who's got like an ex-girlfriend who's mad or something, I hate all that. You probably have been there, and you've been in bands, and these things come up.
Yeah, I've had a lot of drama in the past that I don't want to deal with ever again.
So if like you need to replace someone in the band, your first question to him is, "You got any drama in your life?" And the second question would be, "Do you have a guitar?"
But yeah, with Chemicaust, we're working on releasing a full-length album. We have our EP out, and we've been talking with the record label. We have
As Empires Fall.
The full length will be the 5 songs that are on the EP plus an additional 4 songs that we have recorded right now. We're just trying to work out the details with the record label that's going to put it out.
Love it, man. And you know what? This is good. And like I said, I bought it at Hit Records. He's got them over there, and I'm sure that Born Late probably carries Chemicaust.
Sure. I need to
make sure Born Late's got some too.
I'm just way over here in East Dallas, so it's a lot easier for me to get to Hit Records. And
you probably live near us, man. We're in Garland.
Yep. Yeah. Probably.
So, so you're close to Hit Records, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Just right down
Ron's
the road.
got a lot of good stories, man. Musicians come in there all the time and such.
Ron's a cool dude.
He toured with the Ramones way back in the day.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. A lot of interesting stories. So we encourage metalheads who are looking for music on CD to go to Hit Records.
Go to Hit Records, yeah.
In East Dallas.
And if you're in Fort Worth.
And I truly think you need to buy
Check
CDs.
out.
Don't download. You can
I
download music, but
I couldn't agree more.
I love to actually purchase the CD, have the artwork, have it in my hands.
Yes.
It means so much more to me than a downloaded file.
Well, and it's more affordable to me. I don't know what to do with the downloaded file. I'm just not tech savvy. I'm like,
Well,
can I just have a fucking CD?
You're right, Janie Slash. I mean, this is a great point. We say numerous times on this show, Ernie, put something physical in your hand
And MP3
to support your
players
band.
are going out. So I'm like, what do you do with it?
Put something physical in your hand to support a band.
Yes.
To support a band.
Because we could go hand out download cards. But whenever I get a download card, it's like, I don't know. I really don't want to go unless I'm very interested in seeing in listening to it. But
the only time I like download cards is when I always appreciate when you buy like an album, like a record, they give you a download card along with it.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
because you can't listen to records everywhere. So
Sure.
it's cool. You're like, oh hey,
You're right.
like I can listen to this, put it on a CD if I want to or whatever. But yeah, I'm a big fan of CDs.
And if you got the CD, go to the show, and at the show buy the T-shirt. In other words, something physical in your hand.
And wear the T-shirt so people can see it. There's nothing more exciting when you're in a band
you
than seeing your fans wearing your shirt.
Another thing is actually having the CD for sale when someone comes and buys it from you. You know they're going to take it home and listen to it. They're buying it for a reason. It's just not, I really love having our CD out. And,
Yes.
Physical copies.
And this is a cool cover too. And I actually kind of been, it's a World War I image, and I'm thinking there's like tear gas or something, and it's Empires Fall, and so I'm thinking, Ernie, what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Janie.
No, I was just saying I really like the green. It matches my hair.
You're right. That's cool. You're right. It's black and green. I like
it's a really
that too.
cool cover. It stands out. It's easy to see.
So I'm thinking to myself, it's the Chemicaust. It's the chemical warfare, World War I. Am I getting what you intended?
Basically, yeah. We're looking for an image that chemical warfare. Basically,
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I think that represents it well.
And that's a neat subject for metal because no other war in the history of this planet was more evil than World War I because of chemical weapons. Yeah, because the terrible things that happened in the trenches and the chemicals that would come over the horizon and it'd be a cloud, and then you're in the trench and you're dead.
Yeah.
Or for the first time, soldiers saw flying machinery overhead. This was the first war that they would see that. And tanks. Imagine for the first time you've never had a concept of what a tank would be coming over a hill right at you. So, in terms of sheer terror for the soldiers, my opinion is World War I cannot be beat. History of war is interesting. War itself is terrible, but it makes good history sometimes, or at least interesting.
And it is the history of man. We're constantly at war with each other.
I do like bands that tend to write about evil history rather than about some imaginary god, or rather than about some wizard on a hill or something like that. This is real.
Yeah.
And so your name lends itself to it. And I like the imagery too. So,
and we try to keep it. We try to keep our songs, geared towards war. But we also bring in some other, subject matters and try to keep it mixed up. But that underlying theme is always there.
War metal.
Yeah.
It's evil and it's devastating and it's tragic and it's horrible. But it happened, and you're just kind of exposing us to history. And sometimes. I don't know, it's funny to say this, Ernie, but I don't know, I think a lot of kids sometimes learn history from CDs, metal, rock, heavy metal, whatever.
Just like Slayer's Angel of Death, it really gets...
Yes, it's about someone who really lived.
Yeah. There's a lot of history in that.
And is it Autopsy that sings only about serial killers?
Macabre.
I'm sorry, yeah. And every song is a real historical, kind of description of that killer. I don't know. Interesting to me. I do like bands that do take a historic approach. So.
But if we have some time, I would like to talk about the other band.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna ask Ziggy to switch out and put on Embalmed. So it'll take just a second to do that, and I like the imagery on that one too. So you were telling me earlier a little about the history of Embalmed.
Yeah, Embalmed was one of the original death metal bands here in the DFW area. Okay. In the early 90s, they released a few demo cassettes, and they had a full length called Boiling Humans that was recently released by a Spanish record label called Dark Blasphemies.
Re-released.
Re-released, yes,
gotcha.
re-released. Okay. And unfortunately, it's very hard to find those CDs now. There wasn't. I think they did a 1,000 CD run.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find them now.
So, but you're on this Embalmed CD?
This was our most recent release. It's Brutal Delivery of Vengeance, and
cool. This one here, I like this imagery too. So I'm gonna hold that up right there.
And it's old school
really
death
cool.
metal.
I like it.
We actually recorded it out here at Nomad with JT Longoria. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's an awesome.
Is Nomad in Garland?
I'm not sure if Nomad is the studio is in existence anymore. I think they've gone on to other things. I think they closed their actual studio, their main room studio down. I think so.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's been a while.
You like that, Janie?
Yeah, I like the cover.
I know. Look at Embalmed, and that's a great band too. So I'm sorry I interrupted you, man. So
yeah. So they were a band in the early '90s, and they kind of broke up for a while, and then some of the guys from Gruesome Fate and Embalmed, they got together and made a band called Blast Wound. And that was another thing on the Spanish release. If you bought Boiling Humans, it also had a Blast Wound, like full length, it was Embalmed and Blast Wound.
Oh, neat.
And it's great music, and by the time I met Ed, the main guy from Embalmed, he was starting a band called Cunt Hammer.
Okay.
And I was a part of that for several years. And then we got Dave Tillery, one of the original bass players from Embalmed, back into the band, and we went back to using the name Embalmed.
Gotcha.
And we've been doing that for...
So this is a fairly new Embalmed release.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. And you play bass and sing on it?
No, I actually play guitar.
Oh,
on
cool.
It. Yeah. Actually, I played bass on it, but I get credit for guitar.
But you play both?
But live, I play guitar. When we play live
gotcha.
shows, I play guitar. And we actually have a show coming up at Reno's Chop Shop on July 7th.
Okay, so Embalmed will play
Embalmed.
Reno's July 7th.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, great.
And it's kind of strange because our drummer moved away to Tennessee, followed his girlfriend out there. So we're kind of like still trying to figure out what we're going to do. But he's coming back to visit. And so we decided let's put on one more show.
Okay,
If
so
we
while
do
he's
this-
back visiting, he can lay down the drums while you're doing your live show.
Yeah, just all get together, play one more time together. And then
Gotcha.
That's great how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interment and Gruesome Fate, Empty Shell, and Skull Archer will be on that show
Well,
also.
great.
That
man,
is
I know
good.
it-
We just had Skull Archer on here last week.
Just had Skull Archer in the
We've had
studio
Norman
last
on
week.
in studio
We
before, too.
Chemicaust just played with Skull Archer on Friday at Diamond Gems. Awesome show.
How was
And
that show?
It was
And
great. It was.
I regret missing it. I apologize, man, but we had such a big show on Saturday night ourselves. We actually used Friday for prep, etc. So, but yeah, tell me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a great show. Diamond Gems is a cool place. It was the first time Chemicaust has played there, and it was cool. I liked it.
Good. So yeah, it was Skull Archer, you guys, and
Gruesome Fate.
Gruesome Fate. And
There was another band, but it slips my mind right now.
so you were mentioning Gruesome Fate's connection to Embalmed.
And they've been
Yeah.
closely related.
Kind of formed at the same time, parallel paths. They both formed in the early 90s. They were both some of the early death metal in Texas.
Right.
Gruesome Fate and Embalmed. Cool.
And they did legendary shows back
Back in the day.
back in the day. Yeah.
Does back in the day mean like was it Jim's Garage and
Joe's Garage.
Joe's Garage. I'm sorry.
But see, I wasn't here for that part of history. I'm actually from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and during the time when they were doing that, I was actually in the army. So
Oh,
so
you were a sergeant, weren't you? I knew it, man.
I was a private for a long time. Then I got bumped up to like PFC. I think I made it to specialist, and I got bumped back down to private.
Oh.
So it's up
Hey,
and down.
let's talk about some horror with Janie Slash, and I know you love horror movies too, and so she got a cool Janie. Can we talk about that box that is in front of
My
you?
horror block box?
I love that.
Yeah, but let's just talk about metal first. Like, we can come over this later. Let's do all that stuff first.
Well, no, I mean, I think we touch on the basis. I mean, the good shows coming up. Remember, in 2 weeks at Fort Worth Metal Fest,
Yes.
and
July
of course,
7th.
and then July 7th with Embalmed
At
as kind of
Reno's.
a rare special show of this
Would
band.
definitely be there.
And we learned today that Ernie loves Diamond Gems and playing at Wits End. You
I'm
told me
glad to
that.
hear the
Wits
show
End's
on
great.
Friday went well. I was really disappointed we couldn't go out there. 'Cause Skull Archer was super excited about it. They seemed like a great band.
Yeah, it was a great show. I had a great time.
Good crowd.
Good,
Wild crowd.
Yeah. There could have been more people, but it was good and it was fun. We didn't, we stayed out in the parking lot hanging out until I didn't get home until around 4 in the morning. Then we had to drive to
Then you had to drive to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, and then I barely
Where
got
did you
any.
play in Oklahoma?
At a bar called Thunder Alley.
Oh,
Cool.
cool. I think I've heard of that place.
So, and it was a benefit show for St. Jude's. So
Nice,
Okay,
good.
That's nice. Did you guys raise a good amount of money for that?
they raised some money. I think it
That's
could have
good.
done better, but
It's
it was cool.
it's hard sometimes, getting people out to shows. Unfortunately, people need to go out to more shows. They don't realize how important it is to go out and support the scene.
Support live music. Support live music, whatever
People-
whatever genre.
There's so much
Support it.
hard work that goes into bands, and so much time and money and effort, and people need to appreciate. I feel like it needs to be appreciated a little bit more than it is.
Ernie, this is Embalmed.
This is Embalmed.
Yeah, that's nice,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah.
That's like the second song,
Yeah,
I think. Killer.
And if you look on YouTube, you can find videos. We've done some videos for, some of the songs off of Brutal Delivery of Vengeance.
Brutal Delivery of Vengeance.
What is that? The album title?
Yes, it is.
I love it. It kind of reminds me of Friday the 13th, like, you know, the image of Pamela Voorhees whenever like you put them in there, like like a mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of, like on a platter.
You know what reminds me of this?
Yeah, the second one, yes.
I want you to hold that up for the camera. Yeah.
It's such a good movie. Speaking
This
of,
is
it's
the
Mother's
two-headed
Day.
man. Yeah.
I have a Friday the 13th burlesque routine, and that
Hold on, leave
is
it there.
my
We wanna
Mrs.
get the camera
That
on
is
you.
my Mrs. Voorhees head. That I
Yeah,
use.
good. All right.
It is Mother's Day. Speaking of,
Oh,
Oh, it is
yeah.
Mother's Day.
I keep seeing the thing that says like
Word
mothers are
to
the
your
only
mother.
ones that could love, you know, psychopathic serial killers, and it has like Pamela Voorhees and Jason Voorhees together.
And there's an evil horror movie called Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's
think there's
Day
two of them.
is a fucked up movie. Yeah, it was a remake. There's a
okay.
remake. There's an original and a remake.
Yeah, Mother's
It was a
Day.
fucked up movie. Good movie though. I've never seen the
But
original.
speaking
I've
of
only
horror
seen the
movies,
remake.
no, we want it.
No, let's
Ernie
keep
and I
going
want
on.
to see what you have in your
don't wanna
box.
see what's in my box.
Please show us your box. What's in the box? What's in the box?
In the box. Somebody did that for like comic books. Was it comic book store day? They were like, we have a record store day. They had like, we have a box. And they're like, what's in the box? They're like, you're gonna have to come down to this record store time. They're like from some special thing. It's hilarious.
What's in the box? No, Ernie and I want to
Oh,
know
okay,
what's in the
well, I'll
box.
go through it. This is
All
my
right,
horror
well-
block box. You can order it off of nerdblock.com.
Can we do the
You
black
just
metal
select-
pose real quick before you jump into it?
Okay, you know what?
No, I didn't mean to dish
your
you.
black
No.
metal pose.
Wait,
Yeah, do
Ernie,
it.
we have to do the black metal pose together, man.
You're a little all over the place tonight.
Sorry, I had to get that out of the way, Jamie.
No, get it out of your system.
I had to get it out of my system.
I feel like you should do it again. I think you need more conviction. I'm not feeling it.
Did you see our baby eating the brains
I
up
need
there?
to send you my picture of the black metal pose last night with all the burlesque performers.
Okay.
That happened. You did not see it.
She did a routine on stage
What?
that was based on Carrie and got blood poured on her, and then did
wish I
a
had it.
burlesque routine to
Where was this at?
Wits
End
End.
last night.
Oh, that's cool.
We run a monthly show called Deadly Sins Burlesque Inside Show. And I have a Carrie burlesque routine that I do every prom season. All the little prom girls are running out in Deep Ellum taking photos. I'm like, oh, good, we're still in season. I don't feel weird.
We had a prom next door to the club last night, and so the shared bathroom smelled like a can of Axe had just exploded.
Oh shit! We were,
all those high school kids wearing Axe.
me and my friend Rain were walking around Deep Ellum last night or yesterday before the show. We ate at Uncle Uber's, and all these girls ran up in their prom dress. Were like, "Oh, you look so pretty!" And their mom's like, "Oh my gosh, will you take a photo with them?" And I thought, take a photo of them. She's like, "No, you guys get in there. You look so cool."
Isn't that cool?
I'm like in these shorts that say like "fuck what everybody thinks" and like has pentagrams all over them. My shirt says "Sinner," and I'm like, okay, whatever. They're like, get on each side.
In other words, her normal clothing.
So what they
And
do-
it's very satanic. And then she's running around and
yeah, with my bat necklace, with like my bat skull necklace and all this shit. And I'm like, one of these days they're gonna go through their prom memories and be like, holy shit, there's a burlesque performer in my prom photos.
yeah.
Little do they know. I was like, really? Your mom? It was their mom. It wasn't the girls. Their mom was like, oh my gosh, will you take a photo with them?
It was the mom.
And me and Rain were like, sure, whatever. So it was pretty funny. But
I apologize for interrupting
no,
your
you're cool.
unveiling of the box.
It's not that exciting. It's way more exciting to me that I got covered in blood and people were confused. I ran into one girl in the bathroom who was like, it was her birthday. And she was like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? Because I'm covered in blood. And then she's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. She goes, next time I go out, I want to dress like her. That's hot. And I'm like looking at her like, what the? Okay.
There's nothing better than walking
Just
around Deep Ellum
apparently
sometimes.
it is
though.
now a fashion statement. Just dump a bottle of fake blood on your head and go out. And people will hit on you all night long. I can't explain it and tell you how beautiful you look. Get it. For whatever. Apparently it's great. It's a new fashion statement. Blood.
People love you, Jamie Slash.
Only when I'm covered in blood.
Well,
Then people
that
were
too.
like, oh my gosh, is that real? Like, I love drunk people in Deep Ellum at 1 a.m. They're so
Yeah.
confused and they
Yeah.
can't stand. They become
Right.
it's like hanging out with a bunch of toddlers. They're just so confused.
craziness,
Toddlers
man.
are a little smarter though, I think.
All right, so we got to roll. We
I love
want to
Deep
see what's in
Ellum.
your box there.
Okay, what's in my box?
Woo!
Again, this is Horror Block.
Yeah.
By the way, I wasn't trying to insult anybody in Deep Ellum. I love everybody in Deep Ellum. They're all wonderful. I just want to make sure everybody knows I love my Deep Ellum crowd. Okay, so this is a horror block box. You can order it from, Nerd Block.
Horror Block.
They've got several boxes.
Okay, so you get a monthly
You
box.
have like this fucking fantastic little, it's got Freddy and the like Mothman type thing and Nosferatu shit. Okay, so inside my horror block box this month, you always get this cute little magazine.
Which one?
It's not a magazine. It's just this cute little magazine. The one that's the horror block magazine. It tells you everything in it. I got this T-shirt.
Nice.
It's
Nosferatu T-shirt.
like everybody at Frightmare was wearing this fucking shirt. I was like, I could see all the Nerd Block subscribers.
Right.
I was like,
Well,
I have that shirt.
So I mean, you let the subscription service know what size T-shirt you wear. Every month you
Send
get
you
a
a
box
shirt.
with mystery gifts and a cool T-shirt.
Yeah, and then you got a pen that says, "What's your favorite scary movie?"
What's your favorite? Here, got it.
A $25 gift certificate to Sideshow.com. I'm not going to show you that. Though. I don't want you to use it.
Gift certificate. Got it. All right.
Just trust me, it's in there.
Yeah.
Look, I got this fucking badass Court of the Dead, the poster collection, 40 removable posters, and no Satan. You can't remove any of them.
Well, let's have a look though. We want to, yeah. Have a look at what's in there.
It's upside down. Okay.
Cool.
So
We
it's
like
not.
it.
Isn't that cool? It's fucking
it?
badass, right? I told him you can't have any of them because he was like, they come out, and I was like, not for
So
you.
it's a poster book. It's a poster book.
Look at this
What-
fucking artwork.
Look at that, Ernie.
Look at this shit. It's a poster book.
Look,
for
that one on the
adults,
bottom.
for
I don't know.
metalheads.
I'm thinking album cover for
Not-
Chemicaust.
Don't. I better not see any of these missing. I'll know who has
All
them.
right. Okay.
Look at that. It's so awesome. Anyway, my arm's starting to hurt. So check it out. You can get it. It's Court of the Dead, the poster collection with 40 removable posters. Oops, sorry, I'm beating stuff up. Look, I got an Evil Dead, the official board game. Apparently, there's going to be an Evil Dead 2 board game. It's Ash. He has a little chainsaw and a fucking shotgun. I love Evil Dead 2.
With the
They just
chainsaw, yeah.
showed Army of Darkness at Texas Theater with Ted Raimi, of all people. I freaking love Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I got
Oh, now the good
Puppet
stuff.
Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, because everybody needs the Puppet Master with the 6 arms.
Puppet
Sharp
Master 3.
Is it a good one? I love Puppet Master
Nice.
movies. They're so good. Okay, and then we got this movie called In the House of Flies. And Ain't It Cool News says, I cannot praise this film enough.
In
Don't
the House
know
of
if it's
Flies.
any good. I have
I
not
wanna watch
watched
that.
it. Okay.
In the
We're getting
House
a lot of
Flies.
movies. It's only 89 minutes, so it's not that bad. I can sit through 89 minutes. I usually fall asleep. I love movies, but I have to watch them like in 2 sittings because anytime I sit still, I fall asleep. And then we got our lovely issue of Roomwork magazine, which covers Rise of the American Gods.
So and a fresh issue of Rue Morgue magazine.
Yeah,
which is
and
cool.
it has this awesome advertisement for Severin Films, and I love Severin Films. But they do have an article in here about Ghoultown. Our friends at Ghoultown are returning. They have a new album coming out.
Yeah.
And my friend John Bowen, who we had on the show, he wrote a lovely article about The Horror of Party Beach, which is a fantastic,
Alright.
shitty movie that everybody needs to see.
After last week's episode, I got on the Severin Films website this week and just perused it, and there is some awesome stuff on
Yeah.
there.
Was it Severin or Vinegar Syndrome?
Both of them.
All
Aren't
right.
they both incredible?
They're both amazing.
They sold me this
Yeah.
like knockoff Star Wars porn. People were really confused about it at my Valentine's Day party. They're like, "What are we? Why are those people having sex? What is this shit?"
Is that the outer? Yeah, the outer space.
Yes, yes. They also, they have some good shit. Severin's
Hey, I'm
great.
loving this embalmed.
I had some
Ah,
great, right?
just
Are you okay?
man, I get excited
You
by
need to lay
metal.
off the coffee.
I
You
got-
know that coffee was decaf, right?
I think the next coffee shop that Ernie and I start is going to only sell black metal or death metal or thrash metal or
You need a
extreme metal.
death metal coffee shop where you make all your baristas wear corpse paint. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we hire only
I
hot
would
goth
only,
girls,
and you only can serve
Sounds good to
black
me. Yeah.
coffee there.
and we serve the coffee. We only black coffee.
Only black coffee.
No. We'll have special names for the black coffee, like I don't know, like atmospheric black coffee.
The blackest of the black coffee.
The black. Oh, let's talk about that. I sent you an email. I hope you could maybe find it, but it is so. Danzig has this festival coming up like in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I was going.
It's the same as Fort Worth Metal Fest, but his festival's way
they
out
have
in California.
Wandering Demons at his festival.
It's way out in California. So Danzig's Music Fest is
I want
called
Wandering Demons at my
the
festival.
Blackest of the Black. That's it. Music Fest with Danzig and I forget what other bands, a whole bunch of good bands. So we're going to try and find a poster for it because on the advertising for it, okay, I think we've got it there. We're going to pull it up. The Blackest
and you
of the Black.
can camp. Do metalheads camp?
They do.
Oh yeah, Hellfest. You can camp at Hellfest, right?
Yeah.
I want to camp at Hellfest.
Yeah, but you got to have a black tent. Okay, so on the advertising, it says at the bottom, it says roaming demons. So at Danzig's festival, I guess when people dress up as a demon and roam the festival. I could do that, Ernie.
You are a roaming demon.
I am the roaming demon.
You were a roaming demon.
This
that was
is what I
MIA
was
a
made
lot
for.
last night.
But Danzig won't return
You
my
roam too
call.
much. You roam a little too much. That's the problem here.
So, do you have it pulled up, Ziggy? Yeah, at the bottom, it actually says roaming demon.
And
So
there's Sideshow. I want to see the Sideshow.
answer some good sideshow. But what are some of the other bands besides?
We have Atreyu, Suicide Silence, Marduk, Devil Driver, Corrosion of Conformity, Venom Incorporated, Combat Christ,
Yeah.
Butcher Babies,
Oh.
Belphegor, Vamps, Discharge, Three Teeth,
Did you say Belphegor?
Belphegor. And it's hosted
Marduk.
by Full Metal Jackie.
Full Metal Jackie.
I like that name.
Full Metal Jackie does a cool radio show similar to this. She's based in California. She gets to interview like the big names though. You know, like I don't know, like Tom Araya.
Like,
But we have Tom
yeah.
Araya.
Come on.
yeah.
That's
Hey,
a big name, dude.
Yeah.
yes.
So
If
anyway,
hateful.
you can hit him if you want.
Full
I'm okay
Metal
with
Jackie.
it.
You know, so yeah. All right.
You're killing me, Satan.
I can't even, Satan. I just can't even. We had Genocide on here.
You're
she
right.
was
No,
fucking
you're right.
cool.
You're right.
She was a professional.
I'm just trying to give some
weirdo.
props to Full Metal Jackie. She does a good show, and
Okay.
she has good guests. I'm just saying that. Okay.
Okay, got it.
We're trying to grow our show, okay?
Point taken,
So-
Satan. Point
I
taken.
really like the show here. It's like the studio is awesome. It's a good format. I like it. It's
You know, we've
cool.
had some great bands on
Stacy's
via
kicking
Skype,
it.
like Shooter, a black metal band out of Norway, and Ackercock,
I don't know,
and
just all the
Impaled Nazarene, and
How are you able to get that set up?
well, we do it by Skype.
Oh,
I
cool.
reach
Yeah.
out to them directly, and sometimes it takes a while, or have to go through their PR person, and just have to work at it.
Hey,
a
you
lot.
did get to talk to Calico Cooper. That was pretty fucking
Alice
badass.
Cooper's daughter?
Alice Cooper's daughter. She's a
Stuart
badass.
Copeland we've
Stuart
had on the
Copeland?
show.
Like Euro, yeah.
So we have a
the guy,
badass show. I'm
Mick-
trying to grow
Mick
it.
Fox. Mick Fox.
Mick Fox from Uriah
You
Heep.
talk to a shit ton of awesome badass people, so I want you to hush.
You're right, man.
From all around the
Plus,
world.
You get to hang out with me all the time. I'm just joking. I'm not that awesome.
And Janie Slash, who brings a weekly dose of horror. We always want a horror update. You know, it's one thing. There's always some good
pretty
metal
horrific on my own.
emerging out of Texas, emerging out of the scene. But there's also underground horror films. It's a similar path that are being made right here in this state or nearby. And we like talking to those directors too. We've been lucky enough to
That's
have on
awesome.
some great underground horror directors.
We had Tim Ritter on. Tim Ritter's a badass. I still like that show. I need to rewatch it for Horror 101.
Which
Tim
movie?
Ritter? Well, no, when we had Tim Ritter on as a guest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Talked
Oh,
about
gotcha.
How he
gotcha.
made
yeah.
movies with like props from Halloween stories and how he did some special effects.
We like talking to underground movie directors who make movies for like $200,
Oh yeah.
but you can tell they're inspired and they love the genre.
You
and
can't
they,
always
they
tell
love
they're made
horror.
for $200 either. That's
No,
the good
exactly.
part,
Yeah.
I could just imagine with technology today, with video editing software, you could do a lot with an iPhone. You know.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
this director is all practical effects. He did everything practical, no CGI or anything.
Is that your guitar?
In camera.
Actually,
Might be.
my bass.
That's your bass. Okay, I love the bass in there, man. I hear that rumble. I can feel it in my feet. This is
Yeah,
music
'cause-
to be played loud. This is music to make your neighbors upset.
And this is actually one of my favorite songs off here. It might even be an old Blast Room song that we re-recorded.
Okay.
It's called Bathtub Slayings.
Nice.
Yeah.
It just sounds evil.
And Ed's voice, the singer, man, Ed Taylor, his voice is sick. It's like low and guttural, brutal.
Nice. And see, this is kind of music that just speaks to me, man. I just think it's, I don't know. I get moved by it. I feel it. I just feel it. Yeah. On the boards, we got Ziggy. He takes care of us, man.
Ziggy's amazing.
Hello, everybody.
And we demand a lot of him because he's on cameras, he's on sound, he's on headphones, he's on pulling up everything that we demand. So we appreciate Ziggy. So Blackest of the Black. I guess it's Danzig's first festival. It'll be taking place in California in 2 weeks. And I don't know, it just looks interesting.
Yeah, we'll be
But
at
I would be a
River City Rock Fest
roaming
to see
demon
Hell's A Poppin'.
for the freaking festival.
You are going to River City Rock Fest with me to see Hell's A Poppin' and Dan Sperry,
that's
so
right,
don't
yeah.
even. You've had Dan Sperry on here too, and he's a pretty big musician.
That's
But-
right. No, you're right.
Point
If
it
you're
out.
not going out to the Blackest of the Black Fest, you should go to Fort Worth Metal Festival.
Of course.
Yes!
Fort Worth Metal Fest
is
on
where I would
Saturday.
be.
You will hear Chemicaust. To be safe, get there at 3 o'clock or so.
Don't fucking just hang out all day, yeah.
Just spend all day there. And you know what? If you need a break to go get something to eat, Rail Club, there's a lot of places right nearby. Right?
The Rail Club's a great venue too.
What I've learned to do
Great
at
venue.
festivals is just put a whole bunch of energy bars in my backpack, and then that's my meal.
He lives off of energy bars
I-
anyway,
I don't wanna
whether or
miss
not
any
we're at a
bands.
festival or not.
Last show I saw at Rail Club was, I think, Marduk. And then shortly after they played there, and I think Interment opening up for
Probably,
them.
I think
yeah.
so.
That was great. And then shortly after that, like a week later, Marduk is shouted down and not allowed to play out in California because of Antifa.
Man.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and so I'm glad Danzig has got him for this festival.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's cool.
Marduk.
They're fantastic. They're great.
Talk about some war metal,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And who else do we think of when we think, I think war metal? I had a great band on this show called Eastern Front.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they sing about World War II,
Wow.
and hence the Eastern Front during World War II.
Yeah.
And sing songs. The topics are like Stalingrad and Kursk, and Battle of Kursk, etc. So I think it'd be right up your alley, man. So
I'll
they're
have to
called
check it out.
Eastern Front.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, from Britain as
You know,
well.
I love Bolt Thrower. All their
Bolt
songs
Thrower.
are about war.
Yeah.
And
They
then,
had that girl in the band, right? I
Yeah,
liked it.
yeah.
I liked it.
the bass player Joe Bench.
Sorry?
Joe Bench, the bass player.
Is he still active?
Her. She-
Her. Oh,
Joe
okay. I'm
Bench.
sorry.
Her name was Joe Bench.
Joe Bain. Okay.
The girl bass player in Bolt
Yeah.
Thrower.
Yeah. And so
But
I know you get inspired by other bass players sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But they get inspired by you.
Especially women bass players. I
They're hot.
like it.
And so when you're playing and you got it up like this, man, is that just personal preference, or does it affect the sound or the, I don't know.
I don't really know. I don't think it affects the sound. I just think it feels comfortable at the time when I'm,
Right.
Because I'm singing too. It's, I want to get as close up to the mic.
Gotcha. You
You know,
got to maneuver it to where you can get to the mic.
That makes
and-
sense. I never thought of that.
Yeah, he
that's
kind of
really
plays it with
clever.
the bass more straight up.
Yeah.
It's
It
sort of like,
gets the bass out of the way of the mic, and it kind of brings you closer to it, so you don't have to,
isn't this
project
what
it.
Lemmy said too? When he puts, he got that mic above him. It just gives him more room, right? So.
I guess so.
I don't think I'd want to sing.
You ever see Motorhead live?
No, I never got the chance to see him live. No. Actually, I did. I did get to see him live.
Okay.
I saw him at Starplex.
Was it with
Judas Priest and Heaven and Hell and Motorhead. I think Testament opened up that show. If I might be wrong, my memories, and I haven't had much sleep this weekend, so.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, we're not going to hold it.
You
hold
played
to it,
two
but
shows, like
I can't remember exactly past concerts
thank
too,
you for coming
exactly,
on.
but Ernie, thank you very much, man,
thank you for having
coming
me.
on
Thanks a
board,
lot.
and I know you've had two big gigs, and one
Yeah.
way out of town recently, and So appreciate you coming in today for us.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
thanks for having me.
And make sure
Really
everyone
appreciate
go to the Fort Worth Metal Fest at the Rail Club on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, May 27th,
And
28th.
July 7th at Reno.
Ziggy, what were you going to say?
I was going to plug the July 7th at Reno show.
Yeah, oh yeah, and Balm.
We're really excited about that July 7th at Reno show.
Yeah, we got to see
That show's going to be like an old school Dallas death metal show with Embalmed and
Gruesome
Interment,
Fate.
Gruesome Fate.
Yes.
So,
Skull Archer is actually opening that up, and Empty
Yeah.
Shell. So some friends of mine, Empty Shell, are going
Empty
to be
Shell.
on that
We
too.
like Empty Shell. Ivan, right? Is
Right, yeah.
in-
He plays drums for Interment also. So
Yeah. Yeah, they've been in the studio here with us. I know we got to wrap it up, so Ziggy's giving us the signal. We're live here every Sunday. We bring you show that uplifts extreme and sinister
we
metal.
will not be here next Sunday, though.
Oh,
just
yeah.
a heads up. We will be in Arizona with all the monsters.
That's right. Yeah, we won't
For
be
Mad
live next weekend.
Monster
We're going to
Festival.
the Mad
But
Monster
we will have a
Fest.
report for that when we get back.
Yeah, that's in Phoenix, so we're heading out there next
Awesome.
weekend. But thank you very much,
Have
man.
a good
And,
week.
and please look for us on YouTube. The channel is The Corpsepaint Show. Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you, Ernie.
thank you.
And thank you, Janie Slash.
Thank you. Have a good week.